Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the Washington football team, but more specifically reacting to them after they just signed a long-term deal with big man Johnathan Allen to a 4-year, $72 million extension. I'm going to be reacting to that, but before we get on the topic, just a quick question for those of you viewing. Comment down below, where do you rank Washington's defense heading into the 2021 season? You think it's the best, top 3, top 5, wherever you got it? Comment down below. Getting straight into it though, I know some of you probably haven't seen the video, but I actually just made a video on whether or not I think Washington should consider trading for Deshaun Watson, and I may or may not have thrown Johnathan Allen's name out there as trade bait. While I wasn't saying they needed to trade him, he was a name I threw out there for an option because we were talking about Deshaun Watson, for goodness sakes. But clearly that is not happening anymore. They're keeping the big man for a while. He's clearly one of the premier interior defensive linemen in the NFL. You don't get $18 million a year for being bad. Look, I'm happy with this move. I do think Washington is one of the more premier defense in the NFL, and luckily to their favor, they are one of the youngest. Like, they're only going to get better. Chase Young was just a rookie. Montez Sweat was just a sophomore. Johnathan Allen, Daron Payne, these are guys that are all first-round picks over the last 4 years. A lot of people consider this the best front four in the NFL, and their oldest guys entering their 5th year amongst their starters. So clearly, there's a lot of talent there in the front four, linebacker core. The guy you're actually banking on to be the bread and butter and the captain of this team, Jamin Davis, a rookie they took in the first round. He's only a rookie, really young there. Cameron Curl's young. William Jackson's pretty young. Not everyone, is 23, but still youth to it. Kendall Fuller, Bobby McCain, Landon Collins, they're not 23, but they're still young cats that are for the most part in their primes. I'm pretty fond of this Washington defense. I really don't have any complaints about it. Again, not to get really sidetracked, but I would still consider Deshaun Watson trade. I'm not saying Washington needs to do it or should do it, but I would at least entertain the idea, what does he cost? Can we give up how many picks? What player do you want? I would at least figure it out. I'm happy with Fitzpatrick. I'm content with Fitzpatrick. Who doesn't love to watch Fitzmagic? Who doesn't love to root for him? Washington fan or not, everyone likes Fitzpatrick amongst the league. But I would just entertain that idea. Defense is locked up, though. I don't think Washington really wants to part with anyone on the defense, and I know Houston would be looking for defensive players. Either way, it's looking like Johnathan Allen is off the table for now. Offense is pretty set. Fitzpatrick, I'm a pretty big fan of the O-line. They kept Brandon Scherft. They drafted Samuel Cosme. I'm, about the biggest fan of them losing Moses, another tackle, but it is what it is. It was probably for the better reason. Today I feel like they could use him, but I do think in time that will pay off. Backfield, I'm a big fan of Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick. I like the receiving side of those cats. Antonio Gibson used to play receiver, but he's great out of the backfield as well. I think he's going to have a huge role this year. He's going to step up. Last year he wasn't really given the baton as a starter early on, but even when he was, and he got banged up this year, I think when healthy and, hopefully going in as a number one guy, he's going to have a great year to help this offense. Receiving core, Curtis Samuel, Scary Terry, De'Ami Brown, Logan Thomas. There's a lot of great years for these guys under Ron Rivera's system, and hopefully Ryan Fitzpatrick's system as well. Either way, I like this defense. I like them keeping Allen. I like to hope that they are able to keep this whole team forever. Everyone's going to get pricey eventually. Daron Payne's next, and then Montez Sweat, and then Chase Young. Things are going to get pricey quick when you have arguably the best front four in football. But as of today, that's a problem to worry about in the future. As of today, I think they're worried about making a playoff run. One in the division. I do think they have a great shot at making it out of the NFC East. To me, it's between them and the Cowboys. I do like the Giants roster. I think it's got some talent. They made some good moves in the offseason, adding players, acquiring draft capital. But as of right now, I can't bet on Daniel Jones to outplay Dak Prescott, and I can't bet on Daniel Jones to be able to take the heat of Washington's defense. And the Eagles, they're a bottom 5 team in the league to me. Jalen Hurts was fun to watch last year, but he went 1-3. Washington and Dallas, I think, is a 2-man race. Of course, in the NFC East, anything can happen. But to me, I like Washington to make it. I am expecting them to hopefully, in the future, in the next 2-3 years, make a big play at quarterback. I don't believe in Taylor Heineke to be their future. I really hope they give a guy give the reins of the offense to someone at QB that could really take control and take this defense to the promised land of a Super Bowl. Not saying Fitz can't do it, but I feel like his timetable is 1 to 2 years left in the league. He looks great. He's playing great. He doesn't look 39 or 40 or whatever he is when you see him play. But we're talking about a franchise guy. We need to lead this team for the next decade, and Washington doesn't have that. I hope they make a move sooner or later, but a lot of their money is going to be tied up in the defense soon. Hopefully, they'll be able to keep some capital to sign some guys. Hopefully, the draft or the cap space will continue to increase. Either way, I'm not a Washington fan, but like I said, I'm a Fitzpatrick fan. Who isn't? I like what they're doing down there in Washington. I'll probably root for Fitzpatrick as long as they're not playing my team and it's in any given Sunday. I'll probably be rooting for Washington and Fitzpatrick just to see them do well. And I think they're probably my favorite team out of the NFC East. You know, I'm not trying to, I don't think that makes me a bandwagon to say my favorite team in that division, but I just like Fitzpatrick the most out of that division. He's a top favorite player of mine. Either way, Johnathan Allen, great signing. Again, one of the premier interior defensive linemen in the league. I think he has like 17 sacks across his 4 years, but really sacks aren't his bread and butter goal. As we know, we got Montez Sweat and Chase Young to get after the QB for that. Either way, good move by keeping their defense, by keeping their core, by keeping what's important, and keep on giving the pressure to the QB that they will be facing in the upcoming season. I'm looking forward to Washington's season. There's some really variable-like predictions for them. I've seen some people say they make the Super Bowl. Some people say they make the NFC Championship. Some people say they don't make the playoffs. I don't know. It's hard for me. I like Washington to make the playoffs, but what I expect them to do in the postseason is really hard for me to predict from there. It's just too far in the future. I need to get a feel for Fitz, for this defense, for these young guys, for Curtis Samuel, De'Ami Brown, for the offense before I make a prediction that far. You guys tell me, though, what do you think of the signing? Where do you think they're going all the way? Not even close. You guys tell me. And referring back to the question of the video, where do I rank Washington's defense? As of today, I would probably give it top 5 with the upside of being top 1. The only reason I can't give it top 1 or top 3 yet is just because some of these guys are new. Chase Young's still young. William Jackson's new to the team. Jamin Davis is just a rookie. How's Fitzpatrick going to control the pace of the offense, which impacts the defense? I need to see all those things play out before I give them the crown of number 1. Again, I think it can happen, but I need to see it officially happen before I give it to them. You guys tell me, though, where do you got them? As always, and of course, thank you for watching, guys. 2-minute warning.